Sirigu Super Stars finally has achieved their biggest goal they have been chasing for so long. The way you are smiling now, you know that you are still in the joyous, you are still in your honeymoon.
Yes, definitely. It's been very tough, very, very difficult. So over the years, we've been trying to qualify. Initially, we thought it would be easy, but going forward, we realized that it is tougher than we thought. It's not just only on the on-field performance, but there are other aspects that comes into play. So yes, of course, we are very happy and delighted, and we are still living the dream. So we are very excited.
Okay. So, I don't even know where to start. Though Sirigu Super Stars, they don't always perform badly in terms of the field of play. They are always there to qualify. It's always due to off-field issues. As you said, you never knew that there are things like that. That is what always affected you. How do you move away from that? How did you learn those things always that affect you from qualifying?
Honestly, we had to learn the hardest way, not just even the hard way, the hardest way. We were not qualifying because of one, ignorance, two, negligence, and then three, maybe overconfidence and some sort of this thing, not knowing what to do and where to hold it from. So when we started learning the hard reality, we said that we had to do our homework well. So we got in touch with certain individuals. I think I can mention Mboma, I can mention Mr. Nico, and of course your own brother, our big man, Mr. Razak. He taught us the hardest way. He taught us a lot, but in a very difficult way. But all in all, he also educated us on how to go about our things so that we are normally not caught in a web. That is, I think that was from last season and then the latter part of last 2 seasons. It's always very sad. But when we realized that it's not only the performance on the field that mattered, we took it upon ourselves to also learn the nitty-gritties of the game, the rules of the game, so that we don't always just come, then in the end we are sad. It's always painful, but when you sit down to think about it, well, there are rules, and the rules must apply. And someone said, if it must be done, it must be done well. So if you don't do it well and it goes against you, you will cry. But in the end, you have yourself to blame. And I thank God that since we learned from it this year, by God's grace, we didn't protest against anyone, and nobody also protested against us. I think it's a record. And I think this is even maybe the first time, I stand to be corrected, that a team has qualified from our zone unbeaten, and then not also depending on protest. Previously, for the past 5 or 6 years since the inception of the third division,
that's 5 years.
Mostly anyone who qualifies
is through protest.
But in our case, by God's grace, we were able to put our do our homework well, and then we were able to say
you are deserving champions.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's really good to hear. It's really good to hear that. It's really good to hear that.
Okay, before we start, we didn't mention your name and the position you hold in the team for our listeners to get to know who you are.
I have a name, but I don't think I have any position. My name is Asa Patrick, and I'm a player. But most of the secretarial jobs I do because our secretary is in school, and normally when he comes around, he helps. But
so you are acting on behalf of him.
I'm acting on behalf of the secretary, but I'm a player. And maybe hopefully one day I might have something to do about when I'm not
about the technical side of it.
Yes, but not for now. I'm just an on-field player.
So tell us a little bit about Sirigu Super Stars, how it started and where you started and how it started till now.
Yes, Sirigu Super Stars started somewhere in 2003. Mr. Matthew Abarna and Honorable Makayamba, they started the club, they funded the club, and it was because of this NGO, Africates. They came around and then they were trying to mobilize the youth and the children to be able to help them to stay focused on their education and also take them off the streets and other mishaps. So they took it upon themselves, Mr. Matthew and Honorable Mark, to organize the children and to organize the youth so that through football they will integrate them properly into society. So that's how Superstars started. It started as Catholic Stars.
Okay.
But there was already a senior
Catholic
team called
Stars
Catholic
in
Stars.
Boga.
No, not in Boga, even in Sirigu.
In Sirigu, okay,
yes.
okay.
So we had to move away from that
Okay.
to stand as an independent.
To have
team.
an identity.
Yes. So that Superstars was formed. Then, by God's grace, we were, but people used to call us Africans,
Okay.
or the Africans boys.
Okay.
We've played several competitions, the Africans games that they used to organize back then. We won almost every single year.
Okay.
We've been involved in several this thing. I think we played second division before.
Yeah.
At a point,
I was going to come to that.
Yes.
That is somewhere 2010, if I'm right.
2010,
That was
2011.
that was the time Paga Japan Stars
Yes.
also started.
Yes. So I think at a point, I don't know whether it was, I don't remember whether it was Crocodile or Paga Japan that beat us with 1 point to qualify for the middle league. We were supposed to play against
that's Crocodile Stars.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
I think we were leading the table. We were supposed to win at least against or draw at least draw with Mayoro.
Okay.
So we went there and then we lost the game.
Wow.
And then I think Crocodile went to Namo
and
also won their game.
Yeah, sure. I remember that match.
So when they heard we had lost, when they were passing,
they were not
jubilating and making fun of us. So Sirigu Superstars, we've been in the system for a while.
Yeah.
And Sirigu is a football loving community. We love football, and then we enjoy it, not only the local one, but even the Premier League, the Ghana League, and other things.
Football in general.
Football in general. Even when during those days, inter schools, the primary school, GHS,
you see
they will come there in their numbers to come and watch.
I remember just this year when we played the zonals at Sirigu.
Yes.
The park was full.
Yes,
I was there.
So for Sirigu, I saw you. You were. I think we even spoke.
We spoke. Yeah.
So Sirigu is a football loving community. So Superstars, we've come from far since at least 2000. But there was football before then.
Before then, yeah. But
think,
officially, like to start in professional football in Ghana. Can you tell me the exact year, like in divisional football, like that Division 2?
I understand. I think if some of our senior people were here, like Timo, and some others, they would be
because he started the Division 2. He was the captain by then.
Yes, he was the captain by then. Yeah. But when the Division 2 started, I was there.
You were
but
there.
Just that I was very young.
Okay.
I was just an upcoming. But before us, the senior players, Majid and Co. I think there was Belinkema, Abedi, they used to call him Abedi. They have played before. I understand they've gone to Garu or Zibile to play before.
Okay.
They've played in Bolga before.
Okay.
But that was the beginning, so it wasn't the same. But there was football before Superstars. So Superstars is not, it's far from
the first team in.
No, it isn't. Even I think before Catholic Stars, there was an organized team, very organized team before this. And I think Mr. Amal Bomoro, I heard, was one of the sponsors of those teams. So I'm sure you know Majid. Yeah. He was their captain. Yeah. You can see how old he is. And I heard the former assistant headmaster of Sirigu Senior High School, Mr. Asema Zore. He was also a footballer. So they are even now retired people. So football didn't start today in Sirigu. It has been there. Abelkema Sebastian. Okay. He I think is considered almost the greatest of all time in Sirigu football.
Wow, he's a legend.
I never saw him play, but when you hear the stories about him, you are always excited. So Sirigu for Superstars. For football, it has been,
currently, is Sirigu Superstars the only divisional team in Sirigu?
Currently, yes. It's only the registered team in Sirigu. I've heard that there are other teams that want to join. Okay. But money issues and financial situations are, but the talent is there. There are a lot of, even if you can look around all the 5 or 6 communities around, it's only Sirigu and Mirigu that have teams. Okay. So the pool of players, they are there. There are a lot of talent, but money issues. Even Sirigu, we are struggling a lot when it comes to monetary issues. So yes,
it's a problem for all the teams in the region. Financially,
maybe our own is a peculiar one.
Are you sure?
Because when it gets to a point that players have to contribute to buy balls, that's how bad it is. Players have to contribute. Even when we are coming for matches, you see them mostly we come on motorbikes. Those bikes belong to the players themselves.
They sacrifice to buy fuel and come.
The love of the game,
because the passion they have.
So it is not as if our own. I know other teams have all teams have challenges.
Yeah.
But our own is a Pro Max.
It's a Pro Max. Okay, you have been in Division 3 since the inception of Division 3 in our district.
Yes.
How would you compare the previous seasons to this just ended season?
The previous
in terms of football, the understanding of the game, the competition itself.
I think it is getting more and more competitive, and we are beginning to understand football better. That's my take. Because previously, you just have to be very, very good on the field in the 2011.
Yeah, and then when you win your matches,
that's it. But today you have to know the technical aspect
of it.
You have to understand the rules.
The boardroom rules.
Because you finish a match after 40. If it's not until Tuesday evening after 5,
you won't know whether you were a winner or not.
Whether you were a winner or not. So now I think people are learning. And then secondly, coming to the field itself, I think that the previous years, it has been very competitive since it started. This year, Japan, I knew some of their players had registered for Mission Warriors. And then Nakolo, which has always been a very tough side for us.
No more there.
So we thought it was going to be a little easy. But after our first match against Lucky Star, we said, my friend, the thing is not going to be easy.
You have to start your
have to sit up. Because we were trailing. Within 5 minutes, we were already trailing. Then we had to come back, equalize last minute, and we added a goal 2-1. Last minute, they equalized 2-2. It was disappointing. And our matches against Miracle, we dropped some points.
That's the first match.
Yeah,
the first leg, you drew 2-2.
Yes, 2-2. At your home. First leg at our home. We almost claimed the distance. So it was really tough. So the competition has been, the league has been competitive. And I've seen also that there are younger players that are also coming up. So we, the older ones, we are fading up a little. It's only superstars that we still have a lot
the old faces.
But even with us, there are about 5 or 6 young players that are coming in, and their understanding of the game is better than what we had when we were at their age.
Because you didn't get that kind of training.
Exposure and the training and all that. At a point, we had to even contact some people, I think Mr. Dinan, the referee, so they will come and educate us
through the rules.
The rules, because sometimes those of us who
feel like
then when you try to talk to your colleagues,
they don't understand
because they also know. But when they have a professional sitting in front of you and they are talking to all of you, so that's what we had to do. To make sure that we have learned and we've educated our players, so that it's not just the physicality on the field, but also the knowledge of the game on paper too. So for me, there has been some improvements. There has been a lot of improvement. Even in our own district, you realize that they've put up a committee, and you see that this year
everything is running very smoothly.
So kudos to Killian and his people. They've done a very fantastic job, and I'm really happy the way things have gone. And I realize that we can always compete without having problems with each other.
Sure.
Because this is a game that's supposed to bind us
together, not to divide
us. But
us.
in the end, you see that you understand what I'm saying.
Because
you and I, we have already always.
Sure. We understand.
So it's great. It's great.
Okay, so Sirigu Super Stars being the oldest team or having the oldest place in this competition and now qualifying unbeaten, what has been the motivation for these players?
The motivation
because if I did not been, I'm surprised because some other teams, the way you always struggle nearly there, then all of a sudden somebody takes the points from you. You are there, all of a sudden somebody takes the point from you. If it is some other teams, they will just forget it. But you keep on trying. What has been the motivation behind?
I think our former president said something on the day he won the 2016 election, that if you know you can't live without something, never give up on it. So we know Sirigu cannot live without football. And Sirigu is a growing community. In fact, it has become a cosmopolitan. Like different people from different communities are coming to live there. It's becoming big. And then football is something that is a brand. It's something very big. And the thing is inside us. So one of the ways we can market the name of the community is through football. Secondly, to be able to give our young talents the chance so that they can also one day somehow make it through football too, we have to make sure that at least in the community there is registered football playing in the community. So if we give up, it means we are doing the children a disservice. If we give up, we are doing ourselves a disservice. If we give up, we are doing the whole community a disservice. And you just be there, then people that we know that if we keep going, one day we can make it, will come and if we stop, it means that we have thrown up our hands in the air and then we just go and sit back and be doing what? Nothing. And it won't be anything. Just go and train and come back home, go and train and come back home. It's not going to be anything. And so we realized that we have to keep fighting. And the other thing was that we realized also that it was our own making. We can correct this thing. So why don't we correct it and then make progress rather than
try to blame people or try to relax?
Yes, believe me, we've always blamed ourselves, and there have been points where it took 1 or 2 people to register the team. Then we now begin to register players.
Okay.
Because when it happens, we just give up. We won't do it again next year. This time we have forgot. Then everybody's angry. Then after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when we begin to regroup, we realize that another distance and do yourself. Now you sit down. Okay, let's try. Then you be calling here. He said, I won't read. You be calling this, but somebody will sacrifice and just give you money. Go and register. Then let's see what will happen. Then after we've registered the team, then for the player registration and the other things, we talk to them and they understand, and then we come together again, and then we work on. So giving up is not an option. Okay. And the motivation also, I think. One of the time we were playing against Paga FC. I think that was our second match.
This season?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think those who are at this side where the tracks are normally packed, I think I went to throw a ball or I went to play, and then you have been playing this thing for a long time. Is this where you are supposed to be? The thing pained me. I said, we have to get out of this place. We have to get out from 3rd division. So that's it, and my colleagues have been saying it. I think when we were playing against Japan at your home,
they were making those comments.
They were making those comments. Yes. So it is not as if we can't do it, but we do it at a certain point, and due to negligence and let's say a little bit of ignorance, it cost us a lot. So we decided that no, this time the intelligence behind, we have to sit down and then make sure we plan so that we don't have any problems at all. So yes, we cannot give up. We cannot. It is not in us. It's not in Sirigu to give up. And besides that, our overlord has always been behind us. He has been helping. He has been talking to us when he needs to help us. He does. That's as Roland, His Majesty Roland Aquara. The Sirigu Youth Association too. They have not left us behind. Anytime we bring a situation, we need this, they help
call
us.
Upon them, they come.
And then our massive supporters, they follow us everywhere. They will insult us.
Sometimes they will still follow you.
They will still follow. They will say, won't go again. But some of them, by the time you even get there,
they are already there
waiting for you. So you see that the love is there. So these things have been the reasons why we couldn't give up at all. On them.
How prepared is Sirigu going into 2nd division? Because looking at this 2nd division now, it's also becoming tougher and tougher. Yes. Bru United, who qualified last season, are back.
Yes.
Timode Lucky Stars, who qualified 2 seasons ago, were back.
Yes.
It's only Kajole Holy Stars. And if care is not taken, they will also be back, because if they are not lucky, they will play a playoff system, which, if they don't try, they will be back. So how prepared is Sirigu Super Stars? Because we want them to stay, so that the teams in our district will also increase
in the division.
In the division 2.
Yes. Well, we are still planning it. We are regrouping. We've already resumed training a long time ago after
that's good
division
to hear.
2, and so we've been going. There have been hitches here and there, but when we qualify, our major target is to stay for this season.
We have already qualified.
Okay, when we qualify, you see, the failure thing is like I've registered in my mind more.
Okay.
As we've qualified, the major thing we have in mind is to stay for this season. We have to try.
That's the first goal we want to achieve.
That's the first goal we want to achieve. Then we've seen that it's not easy, because Nakolo was a tough team to beat. So if Nakolo went and has come back, then it means that there is not a joking area. This one, Timode Lucky Stars, we didn't lose against them the year they went though, but no, we lost against them
The year
in the first, yes, we lost 2-1 there in the first, the year they qualified.
The first leg.
So if they beat us and they went and they came back, it means that it is very tough. So we are not taking things for granted. So we are preparing, and especially what has been our bane, our nemesis, not paying attention to the technical, the
technical aspect of football.
So we are trying to ensure that when the registration portal opens and we do everything all right. We are not going to try and manipulate anything, and so we are trying to do the players to they are training harder than before, trying to make sure that they stay fit, they stay competitive, and we know that the Division 3 cannot be compared to Division 2.
No.
I've had the privilege of watching some of the middle league games. I said, this place, if you come here, you don't take time. They will pass you, and you'll be feeling dizzy on the field. Some years ago, we came to Crocodile and they scored us 8-0.
Wow.
That thing has always been in my mind. The way they were passing us around, it was like we are
now learning football.
Yes. So, but that same year when they came to our home ground, we played 1-1. So
we are making progress.
Yes, we are making progress. So we are just praying. But it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And looking at how old our players are, if we don't take time, maybe during the second half we might have issues. So we are beefing up the team as well, trying to get players from other places to make it a bit stronger. But believe me, when we will compete.
What has been the secret that the teams in Paga struggle against you when they come to your home ground? Because no team in Paga has ever took 3 points away from you.
Yes, it is very true. Do I know this one? The issue is that when you are playing at home, you know the support is there. You are playing and you turn around and you see an old man standing there. He has come
so this man is coming to watch you.
Just me. Then you just have to do something extraordinary. Okay. And it's our field. We train on it. You know it very well. You know when we also come to Paga, we struggle.
Because of the grass.
The grass. Because our field is a little bit rough. The boots, they don't eat off. So when you are playing on the grass, we slip a lot, and the speed is reduced. Yeah. If you look at our game, we play more of a counter game. Like we don't pass around so much.
You don't possess ball.
This one.
Let's go
to the striker.
That kind of old Liverpool football.
So before you turn around, you slip. Your speed has reduced. But when you come to our home ground, because our support, they are always there. You see, and we know we are always with them in the community. If you lose a match, you can't sleep. The way people will lambast you, even common arguments when you're in a ball center watching a football match, maybe Arsenal and Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm talking against Arsenal. Somebody can just sit behind you and tell you your match because they came and scored you and you get away. Then the whole thing is like they have taken it personal. So those things contribute to the seriousness and the commitments that we have for our team. So our home there, I know it will always be difficult to beat us there. I don't remember. I think it was All Stars the last time All Stars came to beat us. They 3-2. And Mbomo 2 came there and then lashed us 4-0. And that was the most recent one.
Okay.
That was just before we started the Division 3.
That's the preseason.
Yes, the preseason. Okay. So, and all that is serving as a reminder to us. Mboma has qualified. I don't know whether it will be in their zone or in their group.
You are going to be in the same zone. You are going to be in the same zone.
We are in the same group. It becomes another issue. And the Bolga teams normally don't want to come to our place, but those who have come there, I think it's only All Stars that have beaten us. I think 3-2. We were leading 2-1, and some things happened, and then they equalized. So
you talked about the middle league playoff. You have observed those matches. Mostly, we go to watch our neighbors' matches. That is Crocodile Stars, because they are from our district and we want them to qualify.
Yes.
What have you observed about their match against Bolga All Stars? Because you were there.
Yes. Well, I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking out on someone. The game was great, and I think that Crocodile was in control of the game until
the red card.
That number 17 took the red card. To me, I think it was needless. It was needless. They call him Osei.
Osei.
He's a fantastic player. I like even his physique. I was saying this kind of player, air balls is there, and his
on the ground
passing,
is there,
his
he
technique.
can protect the
He
ball.
was, I think, before that red card, he was the best player by far to me. And so the first red card, yellow card he even took. I think he was talking to referees too much. It's not necessary. Then, secondly, because that match is a crucial match.
Sure.
You are playing against the best side, one of the best side,
in
the
the
formidable side. And it's not only that, it's also our dear chairman's team. So already there are perceptions around it. So you have to stay put and make sure that you are focused and concentrated. So when he took the red card, I was